I've got a question. The January 6th committee has been Benny Thompson out of Mississippi, the chair of that committee, and Liz Cheney, who is the co-chair from the Republican side. Adam Zinger is on that Zinger. Anyway, my tongue won't work today. And they are, moving closer to getting some of Trump's main people. Bannon has said he's not going to meet with the committee, and Alex Jones said he's not going to meet with the committee either. Those two will go through the process of, and Alex will probably be willing to go to jail and broadcast from jail. That guy don't care, and Bannon as well. But Mark Meadows has reached an agreement. He struck a deal with Benny Thompson and the committee to testify. Now, how much testimony he's going to give is anybody's guess. I'm thinking that maybe Mark Meadows is considering snitching on Trump. I'm thinking that, and I could be wrong on this one. I'm not wishing it, but I'm thinking that he might be willing to snitch. And here, let me tell you why. Because Mark Meadows was in the Oval Office and with Trump during the entire time of the assault on the Temple of Democracy on the 6th of January this year. And he knows everything that Trump said, every word that Trump said, every person that Trump called, every private word that Trump said. But not only Mark Meadows, there were probably another 20 staffers around that also heard what Trump said or did. And I don't know what he said or did. But what I can tell you this, my nose, investigative nose tells me this, that if Trump was cheering on the assaulters of the Temple of Democracy and Mark Meadows heard it, he could take the fifth and say, executive privilege or whatever it is, and not have to testify. But the problem is this. If some of the lower level people whose names you don't know were there in the room and they heard it too, and they heard Mark Meadows began to interject or began to cheer on the assaulters as well. Now, I'm not saying that's what took place. That's what Benny Thompson and Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of other people think took place. I'm not saying it took place. I'm just simply saying if that did happen and those staffers heard Mark Meadows make a statement or make a call or encourage Trump, then that boy going to jail. And he may decide, because the staffers can testify against him. He can say, I take the fifth. You can take the fifth all you want. But if you got 2 or 3 other staffers witness say, this is what he said, we got it on recording, and say, that boy going to jail. And changing of the House of Representatives, a lot of people think that the Republicans are going to take the House in 2022. It's been a tradition that, the president in charge of his first term, he loses the House and sometimes loses the Senate as well. I don't know if I necessarily think that's going to happen. I think that there's so much infighting going on now in the Republican Party. I think they're going to be too organized. And if Joe Biden, my time, fools around and passes this Build Back Better bill, that people are going to be rolling in money and they're going to be looking forward to all this new work done in America. It's going to be kind of hard for the Republicans to take back the House. But even if they did, Meadows was still probably by that time would be indicted unless he testifies. And, he's got a book out there now, and the book is called The Chief's Chief. And in the book, Meadows dropped something that nobody knew. Meadows dropped the other day in his book that Trump had tested positive for COVID-19 back in 2020 at the first debate between he and Joe Biden. But yet, he went to the debate. Now, he took another test that was a less effective test, and it proved negative. But if that guy, Dr. Jackson, gave it, I don't believe nothing that guy would say. But Meadows is trying to sell this book. That boy wants to make $1 million this book. Life is short in terms of political life, in terms of money, and and if he can begin to drop stuff on Trump that nobody else knows, and that book starts selling $4 or $5 million, And, you know, because Trump is getting plenty of money, and Trump don't give money to nobody. Trump don't even give money to his daughter. Trump don't give money. That boy don't give a crip a crab a crutch. I'm telling you. And everybody worked around and poor as Job's turkey. I don't think Meadows going to want to go to jail for Trump. I don't think so. I don't think Alan Weisselberg's going to want to go to jail for Trump. I don't think so. I don't. You know, Alan Weisselberg is this, you know, was this chief financial officer up here in New York City. Tish James and got a hold of him. No, I think that that if there's anything to be told, Meadows is trying to, you know, see Bannon and Alex Jones, you know, they're probably glad that they get, you know, that they're being subpoenaed, and they hope they can get a chance to go to jail. You know, it'll just increase Alex Jones' audience by another 5 million people, make him even more wealthy. And the same thing with Steve Bannon, so that they don't really have anything to lose. They got nothing to lose on this. They weren't in. Now they may have been a part of the planning process or organizing, but that ain't gonna get them no real jail time. It ain't gonna make them no show enough felony accounts, I don't think. But Mark Meadows. So we may see a turn in this going forward. I'm gonna keep watching Mark Meadows, and I'll keep you posted.